What is up, everybody? This is Lyle, No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Still haven't got around to getting them comments. These loads, the way they've been kind of stacking up, is kind of throwing me off a little bit. But like I said, that's not an excuse, but I will get to it. Promise. Just sitting out here, I think it's called Monmouth, Illinois. Just picked up at this meat plant. Man, I'm going to tell you, that place is horrible. Big old puddles of water, and really the puddles of water was, puddles of water and like meat juice combined together coming out of the back of them trucks. So I'm gonna fuck around and get some salmonella or trichinosis dragging that shit into the truck. So gotta clean that up. But before I get to that, just wanted to get to an email that I had got a question on. Somebody's going through TNT training, and they were asking, dang, how long does it take to get used to driving through the mountains? And he didn't specifically say, what mountains it was, but if you guys been rocking with me for a while, I know there's some people that have been around since the very beginning. I had two TNT trainers. And when I first went out on TNT training, really hadn't driven much. And basically, as soon as I got in the truck, he went into the sleeper and went to sleep and said, follow the GPS. So really the only good thing about that trainer was he had GPS. It could be worse. You could be with a trainer that doesn't have GPS. But anyway, all jokes aside. So within the first 4 days of this trip, we find ourselves in Pennsylvania. It's raining, and we aren't on, I still don't know what highway we were on. It was some U.S. state route or something, because it wasn't 80, it wasn't 81, it wasn't, any of them major highways. It was some off-brand shit. And I'm going to tell you, and when I say this, I'm not exaggerating at all, I almost quit over that. I literally pulled the truck over, told him I couldn't continue, and actually contemplated whether I was going to quit Prime, quit trucking altogether. TNT training is supposed to be about training, and I know it's a team driving aspect, but there has to be a certain part of this where, they kind of give you tips and different things like that. Well, I didn't even know the basics of how to use a Jake brake when I was going through this stuff. So wasn't familiar with how tight the truck could take turns, any of that stuff. So like I said, I almost quit. And really what I had to tell myself, and I'm not suggesting this for anything, was the next time, because I ended up driving the next day through, it was some other regular highway in Pennsylvania. It wasn't this U.S. highway. But the mentality I had was, I'm going to drive it, and two things are going to happen. I'm going to overcome my fear, or I'm going to put it in the side of one of these guardrails. But either way, I'm either going to make it or not. And it really didn't take, I would say it probably took a good month for me to be really comfortable driving through mountains. Now, the night that I had my little panic attack was, at night, raining, and heavy construction in the area. So it wasn't an average night, but it really could have been dry, sunny, and, I just had no concept of driving through the mountains. And just the other day, and you could always tell new truck drivers when you're behind them in the mountains, because they're braking around every single curve. I was coming through West Virginia on I-77, and I wasn't in any hurry. It was at night. I just started my shift, and I was staying behind this truck for a while. And, you could just tell it was erratic driving and all that kind of stuff. And speed, not really speeding up, but slowing down, like super slow around the curves. And all that. So I identified that as a student, and I was just like, you know what? I've been there. I know what you're going through. So I just went ahead and passed on by and got on with my day. But listen, if you're going through TNT training, it does get better. I mean, now none of this stuff, as far as normal driving conditions in the mountains, bothers me. I could run it any time of day, night, whatever. It can get a little bit more difficult if it's snow or ice or something like that, but you got to work your way into that at some point. But anyway, just wanted to answer that question. I'm over here, sitting next to another YouTube channel. I don't comment a lot on YouTube videos because I tend to be driving most of the time. So when I showed the people sitting next to me some love, they didn't realize that, well, they didn't know who I was, first of all. I'm not YouTube famous. But anyway, let me show you who I'm sitting next to out here. I'm sitting out here next to, well, I don't know if you can see that or not, Married to the Miles. Check out their YouTube channel. And it's a husband-wife trucking team. They work for RST, running under Prime. And, they put a lot of effort in their videos, do a lot of, they actually do vlogs and stuff like that. They put attention to detail into their videos. So go check them out. Married to the Miles. And 2 is spelled with 2 O's. At least it is on their truck. I never noticed that. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for stopping by No Hippie Trucking Transportation. I am going to get to them comments before I, get off here. This week has been another one of those weeks where it's been a lot of kind of short drives, really not using a lot of fuel. And I'm kind of really enjoying it. Like this load today, I dropped off a load earlier today. Drove like 360 miles to get there, dropped off that load. Already had a pre-plan, came 200 miles out to this meat plant. Picked up the load, still had about 2 hours left on my clock. I was thinking about running the load out a little bit, but I was like, you know what? I'm at this truck stop here. I mean, this place is like, I can't see this place getting more than half full. I was like, you know what? Let me just shut it down, pick it back up tomorrow. The load doesn't have to get there until between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. So I'm just going to go to sleep tonight. I'm not setting no alarms, anything. I get up when I get up. Got some Amish people walking into the Loves over here. Maybe they're Mennonites because I think they drove them in a car. So Amish people would be rocking that, rocking the horse and buggy. They got out of like some kind of automobile. So I'm assuming they're Mennonites. But either way, a very diverse group of people out here. Before I keep rambling on, I want to thank you guys for stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Listen, if you're going through training and you're just got out there, things will get better. It's not, this is one of those things that, even, I guess it's, an everyday learning experience. So, be patient with yourself. Don't give up. I'm out.